The next day of school quickly arrived. Midoriya and the rest of the class went through their regular schedule, going through classes like English, math, and the others. After class, the students all had lunch in the main cafeteria, and after that, the hero courses began. In class, the students were chatting, when suddenly, All Might came into the room. "I am here, coming through the door like a hero!" The class was a bit surprised to see him. "Holy crap, it's All Might!" Kaminari said. Kirishima piped up. "So he really is a teacher. This year is gonna be awesome!" Suyu responded. "Hey, look, he's wearing his Silver Age costume." And all the class continued to marvel at All Might. Midoriya whispered to himself, "So cool." "Why do I still get the sense he is weaker than he appears?" "I don't know, but he is the #1 hero. Maybe he's just masking his presence in some way." "Could be, but I don't think so." All Might got to the podium. "Shh. Welcome to the most important class at UA High. Think of it as Heroing 101. Here you will learn the basics of being a pro hero, and what it means to fight in the name of good. Let's get into it, shall we? Today's lesson will pull no punches." All Might pulled out a sign that read Battle, which made Bakugo grin from ear to ear and seem really excited. "Fight training." "Real combat?" "Yes, he just said that." "I know. I heard it's just surprising that we would do this on the first day. Besides fighting in the name of good, one of the key parts of being a hero is looking good." As All Might said this, he pointed to a wall, and some columns came out, which were holding cases that had suits inside of them. "These were designed for you, based on your quirk registration forms and the requests you sent in before school started." The entire class began cheering. "Get yourself suited up, and then meet me at Training Ground Beta." Sometime later at Training Ground Beta, All Might waited in front of the gate as the students started going through it, wearing their hero costumes, ready for the exercise. Midoriya came in last. He wore plated armor and a gas mask around his neck. A utility belt around his waist held a lot of pockets, with support item and some food for rescue. Midoriya also carried 2 handguns armed with rubber bullets. The suit itself was then covered by Venom, with a white spider-type symbol on the armor covering his chest. "They say that the clothes make the pros, young ladies and gentlemen, and behold, you are the proof. Take this to heart. From now on, you are all heroes in training. Now, shall we get started, you bunch of newbies?" Uraraka saw Midoriya's suit and ran up to him. "Hey, Deku, I love your costume. Not too flashy, you know, and great for stealth-type missions. It really reminds me of what you were wearing for the entrance exam. You probably just added some stuff to that, right? I should have been more specific about what I wanted. This bodysuit is skin-tight. Not really my style." Some feet away, Mineta spoke up. "I love this school." Midoriya's Venom mask peeled away, showing his face. "Thanks, Uraraka. I think your hero suit looks great." "Now that you are ready, it's time for combat training." Ida raised his hand. "Sir, this is the fake city from our entrance exam. Does that mean we'll be conducting urban battles again?" "Not quite. I'm going to move you 2 steps ahead. Most of the villain fights you see on the news take place outside. However, statistically speaking, runnings with the most dastardly evildoers take place indoors. Think about backroom deals, home invasions, secret underground lairs. Truly intelligent villains stay hidden in the shadows. For this training exercise, you will be split into teams of good guys and bad guys, and fight 2-2 indoor battles." "Isn't that a bit advanced?" "The best training is what you get on the battlefield. But remember, you can't just punch a robot this time. You are dealing with actual people now." Yaoyorozu inquired. "Sir, will you be the one deciding who wins?" "And how much can we hurt the other team?" Bakugo said. "Do we need to worry about the losers getting expelled, like yesterday?" a concerned Uraraka asked. Ida chimed in, "Will you be splitting us up by chance or comparative skill?" Aoyama said to himself, "Is this cape tray chic?" "I wasn't finished talking!" All Might grabbed a script and began explaining the exercise. "Listen up! The situation is this. The villains have hidden a nuclear missile somewhere in their hideout. The heroes must try to foil their plans. To do that, the good guys either have to catch the evildoers or recover the weapon. Likewise, the bad guys win if they protect the payload or capture the heroes. This is like a classic action movie setup, Midoriya thought to himself. Those are boring. I'd rather just fight someone head-on. We have a better chance of defeating our opponents if we have a teammate. Plus, we can use the environment to our advantage. That is true. Time is limited, so we'll choose teams by drawing lots. Isn't there a better way? Ida asked. Midoriya answered this question. Think about it. Pros often have to team up on the spot, so maybe that's the reason we're seeing that here. Yes, I see. Life is a random series of events. Excuse my rudeness. No sweat. Lots were drawn and the teams were set. Uraraka smiled. What are the odds? We're a team. Your hormone levels are getting higher again, Midoriya. We need to make a good impression on her, though. And shut up about my hormones. All Might then grabbed the lots to see who would be fighting who. I declare the first teams to fight will be... He pulled 2 balls from 2 different boxes. One said Team A, the other Team D. So Midoriya and Bakugo's teams. These guys! Team A will be the heroes, and Team D, the villains. Everyone else head to the monitoring room to watch. Midoriya thought, oh crap, we have to fight Bakugo. His explosions can pose a threat given our weakness to heat. Yes, but we planned for that. The suit is made to be able to fight in this situation. Before the exercise began, the students and All Might met in front of the building where the exercise would take place. Bad guys, you have 5 minutes to prepare until the heroes are let loose, and the battle will begin. Bakugo and Ida entered the building and went to the weapons room. Ida walked towards the weapon and tapped it. Even as an exercise, it pains me to be aligned with criminal behavior. So this is the weapon. Fake, of course. Hey, Four Eyes, let's win this thing. I want to pummel that worthless Deku into the ground. Sure thing. But you have to be so aggressive? What do you mean? Ida sighed. Do you even have some sort of plan? No. They began discussing a plan. Outside the building, Uraraka and Midoriya prepared for the exercise. Do you really think they expect us to memorize the building floor plan? It's so big. You know, All Might is just as cool in person as he is on TV. I'm glad he isn't threatening us with some sort of punishment like Mr. Aizawa. Yeah, All Might is awesome, but thinking about the exercise, we should be on our guard. Bakugo is very skilled, and Ida too, probably. He can be obnoxious sometimes, but he is really amazing and talented. We have to beat him. You worry too much. Uraraka smiled. So, it's a fated rival between rivals. Midoriya blushed a little. Oh, not like I'm trying to get you wrapped up in my fight or anything. Are you kidding? We're a team, right? Let's win this. And Midoriya nodded. 2 minutes later, the exercise began. Are you all ready? Begin! Uraraka tried opening the door, but it was locked. Midoriya looked around. Up there, his mask formed around Midoriya's face. The window is open. Midoriya stuck to the wall and crawled up to the window. He then used Venom to make a small rope for Uraraka to climb on, and both of them were inside the building. Uraraka whispered to Midoriya, and just like that, we're in. Careful, there are a lot of blind spots here. I think the best strategies is splitting up, and if we find the weapon or an opponent, we message each other for help. Got it. Don't forget to be quiet and sneaky. Do not let your guard down. Uraraka and Midoriya then went in different directions. Midoriya, since we are being sneaky, do you want me to activate our camouflage ability? We have that? Yes. Then do it! And soon, Midoriya disappeared into the background and got to the wall. He reached an intersection and saw Bakugo waiting. Ida spoke through the earpiece into Bakugo's ear. Have they arrived yet? No, I'm still waiting. Well, don't let your guard down. If they want to get here, then they'll have to get by you. Midoriya got back on the ground and snuck behind Bakugo before pulling out some tape to try to capture him. Bakugo saw this from the corner of his eye and quickly turned around, shooting an explosion at Midoriya, which created a smokescreen. Venom then turned off the camouflage. "You really thought you'd get me that easy?" Midoriya spoke into his earpiece. "Uraraka, come my way. 1 left and 2 rights. I found Bakugo." The smoke cleared, and Bakugo recognized Midoriya. "Deku." Bakugo charged at Midoriya with an explosion. Midoriya jumped on the ceiling, evading the attack. He then jumped back onto the ground and hit Bakugo from behind. "You know, you may call me Deku, but I won't be that easy to beat as I used to be." Bakugo looked at Midoriya in a sinister way. Midoriya pulled out one of the handguns and shot one of the rubber bullets. Bakugo shot an explosion, counteracting the bullet. Bakugo then shot another explosion at Midoriya, hitting his hand and making him drop the gun. Suddenly, Bakugo's gauntlets began glowing. "Ah, finally! I have a bad feeling about this. You see, these gauntlets are made with a sole purpose in mind." "Venom, do you remember the knockout gas?" "Yes. They're made to hold as much of my sweat as possible, since my sweat is the key to my explosions." "Get the gas mask ready, and shoot the gas." Venom shot the knockout gas canister onto the floor. "You really think you can hide on some smoke? Think again!" Bakugo was ready to take the pin out of the grenade and launch a full-scale assault. All Might spoke in through the earpiece. "Bakugo, don't you dare shoot that thing! You'll kill him!" "Not if he Bakugo then passed out. Soon Uraraka came running around the corner. "I'm here, Deku. Where are you?" "Don't go in the gas." Uraraka stopped in her tracks. Midoriya put the restraining tape on Bakugo and grabbed his unconscious body, moving him out of the smoke. "It's knockout gas. You'll fall unconscious, and as a teammate, I don't want to be responsible for that. V, can you filter the gas so I can still breathe?" "Should be able to for a couple of minutes." "Great." Midoriya took his gas mask off and gave it to Uraraka. "Are you sure?" "Yes. My quirk should be able to counteract the effects of the gas long enough to get through. Now let's go." Midoriya and Uraraka then continued their path until they reached the room where Ida was keeping the weapons safe. Before they went into the room, Midoriya stopped to talk to Venom. "Let's try this the stealthy way, Venom." And then Midoriya disappeared, using the camouflage. Uraraka was panicking. "Where'd you go?" "I'm still here, just camouflage." Ida, who was playing up the villain persona, saw Uraraka and laughed to himself. "What are you doing here, you do-gooder? My compatriot should have taken care of you before you got here." "Guess again, Midoriya is keeping him busy." "Makes sense. Bakugo did go radio silent. Regardless, I have prepared for you, Uraraka. You can see that I have gotten rid of all the small items in the room, so you couldn't." Midoriya turned visible and touched the weapon. "Got it." Ida turned around. How did you get there, Midoriya?" "Camouflage." "And the heroes win!" After the exercise in the monitor room, Midoriya was given the title of MVP for his battle affinity, strategizing, and everything else, and was equally praised on an amazing battle by many of the other students, including Ida, Kirishima, and Sato. Bakugo grumbled. "That was a cheap move, Deku." "All is fair in love and war, Kacchan," Midoriya giggled to himself. And all the other students then began doing the same exercises with different teams.